Okay, we're live. We're live. We're going to be talking about some good news, guys. I have to say, we have some very dull weeks coming up in terms of boxing, but we have some good news. So we're going to have some fun. We are going to have some fun. Still bitter about Charlo versus Castano? Oh, yeah. Shrek, we can talk about that. We can have an open dialogue about that. So, hopefully you guys enjoy the thumbnail, by the way. New kind of, I've been trying to be very creative with these kind of thumbnails and like art for, various things, whether it just be like a boxing news or whatever. So we have a couple things to talk about, and I gotta just be honest with you guys. There's some things that are going to change the channel. Now, it's not bad, but it's got to be talked about. And I don't know if you guys want to hear it right off the bat or if we wanted to save it for later, but it's got to be something that we talk about because some stuff has happened with the channels and it's not great. And let's do it right now. Okay, let's do that. I'm fine with that. So, you guys know that I love to do live streams on both YouTube and Twitch. And look, if you are on Twitch right now, you don't have to worry about anything. Everything's going to stay the same for Twitch. You heard the WBO is going to mandate Joshua versus... Oh, yes. Vaughn, we will definitely get to that. So, Vaughn, you're the person I want to talk to, bud. Listen up, Vaughn. Vaughn, this is very important. You need to hear this. So, I'm going to do something that no one does on YouTube. I'm going to show you guys some stuff, and we're going to talk about some stuff that no one does on YouTube. They just don't do it. So, look, we have to have a serious conversation really quick, and then we'll get to all the news. I love live streaming. I have a blast live streaming with everyone on Twitch as well as YouTube. It's a really fun kind of community. There's a reason I have a chat box right over here so everyone can see everyone's chat. It's because I want everyone to be communicating together and having a good time, right? That's the point of doing the live streams, is that we can all talk together. Whether you like Twitch or you like YouTube, it doesn't matter. I want you to be able to have a good time during the live streams. But there's a problem. Twitch is built for live streaming and doesn't have any problems with any of the live streaming I'm doing. It's not copyright strikes. It's actually worse than copyright strikes, Shrek. YouTube, on the other hand, is doing some stuff that's pretty bad to my channel on YouTube. And this is why I want Vaughn to be involved, because I want him to see this stuff. And I want to do something that no one ever does on YouTube. I'm going to show you guys analytics. I'm going to show you my channel's analytics. And I'm going to give you guys a peek behind the curtain. Okay? Because I only think if I'm going to make these kind of statements and I'm going to do this kind of stuff, you guys have to see this stuff. And I have a solution for it all, but I want to preface it all with the fact that look, if you're a channel on YouTube like Vaughn, where you make a lot of videos and you do live streams, don't do live streams on YouTube. And I'm going to show you why. This is something that has, for the last couple months, been a problem. Like a big problem, okay? It's to the point where I had to bring it up. Okay, you ready? These are my channel analytics. This is 100% the analytics. I'm going to talk about this with you guys really quick. just really quick to give you guys a sense of what's going on, because it will explain everything, okay? So here in April, as you can see, when I started making videos, is the very first month of video creation, right? January 2020 is when I actually created the channel, but I didn't make a video until April 2020. That's fine. As you can see, from then, I had impressions and views. Now, if you don't know anything about impressions and views on YouTube, how it works is an impression is someone seeing your thumbnail for at least 1 second or at least 50% of the thumbnail. That's an impression. So they show 50% of your thumbnail or show it for at least 1 second. That's an impression. And that counts towards something called your click-through rate, which is your CTR. Okay? So your CTR drives basically your entire channel, a huge part of your channel. There's also audience retention. There's also other elements like engagement, like do you comment, do you do all this other stuff, right? Shrek, I'm going to make it really simple for you. You'll understand this graph really quick. So this graph is a graph showing you guys impressions and views on my YouTube channel, okay? So basically, impressions equal how many views you're going to get to a degree, because if it shows your stuff a lot, your CTR, your click-through rate is going to decide a lot of this stuff. So for me, my click-through rate was always really high because I tried to do really amazing thumbnails and everything. So you can see my first month, it was like 2,000 impressions, 400 views. After that, the next one was 3,000, basically 4,500, and then it jumped to 13 and 1,500, right? And then it did it again to 10,000 impressions. And this is how kind of YouTube works. Like it kind of builds. It's like a snowball. It builds. Then it goes to 2,600 impressions and 2,400 views. And then it went up to 40,000 impressions and 4,200 views. It didn't huge amount of views, but the impressions went up significantly. And then you can see it here, 50,000 impressions, 3,700 views. And then it jumped again. It went to 42,000 impressions, or it went down a little bit because of that, and 3,500 views. Then it skyrocketed. It went through the roof. So because between November and December, I was moving, I wasn't making a lot of content. It went insane. It went to 75,000 impressions, 6,000 views. The next month was 88,000 impressions, 8,400 views. And then the next month, I had an explosion of content. 221,000 impressions and 21,000 views. That is a massive number if you're new to YouTube. I went from 125 subscribers to 400 in a matter of weeks on YouTube. It exploded. It exploded. I had multiple videos almost get 10,000 views out of nowhere. So it's like, wow, this is really exciting. I'm having fun with it. I'm gaining 5 subscribers a day at this point. 2 to 5 subscribers a day when I'm normally getting like a couple per month. So at this point, I decided in March of 2021, I want to communicate and have more access to the people that are subscribing to my channel. I don't want to just make videos and have them just comment on it. I want to do live streams. I've been doing live streams before any of this for years on Twitch for gaming. I love communicating with people and hanging out with people and having a conversation with people. So that's what I decided to do. In March of 2021, my first 2 live streams went gangbuster. Adesanya versus Polish Power went nuts. Went about 1,000 impressions, 1,000 views. It went pretty well. It was also, the next live stream was Chocolatito versus Strata 2. And that went insane. I had somewhere in the order of like 2,500 views on that one live stream. It went crazy. And to me, it was like, oh, this is what I got to do. I got to keep doing live streams and creating video content on YouTube, right? Look what happened after I started doing live streams on YouTube the next month. Because the problem with live streams on YouTube is, after you live stream, right, the next day, everyone either knows what happens on the fight, or they don't want to watch a 5-hour live stream on what you did. So I started watching you during your Haney versus Linares fight. Yeah. It was really good at the beginning. It did like amazing things. So the next month, right after this, 250,000 impressions, 21,000 views on my channel. The next month, it went down to 100,000 and 13,000 views. Still not bad, like not bad. It was still kind of like, oh, I'm moving along, you know. The month after that, it went to 61,000 and 3,700 views. The month after that, it went to 20,000 impressions and 1,600 views. And then this month currently, as we're in, it's 11,000 impressions and 1,100 views. So you would think I'm doing very long sessions of live streams. I'm doing now 3 live streams a week, where I used to do a video a week. I'm getting fairly good click-through rate, but my click-through rate destroys itself every Sunday after a fight, to the point where a good click-through rate is like around 5% or above. I'm literally hitting 0.7. So YouTube is literally punishing me for making live streams right now on YouTube. I went from 250,000 impressions to literally 11,000 in a couple months. I went from growing the channel a lot to not at all. To click-through rate going from 9% to 0.7%. So, I know what you're saying, Shrek. What's the point of live streaming on YouTube? There is one. There is one. And this is where I want to be honest about everything. And this is, guys, no one shows their analytics on YouTube like this, ever. So this is where I want to be honest with you guys. I had a conversation with my wife, and I was talking about it because I got really frustrated. What do? Do I only live stream on Twitch and then try to redirect everyone on YouTube to go to Twitch? Or how do I go about this? Because it's not fair to just say, I'm going to abandon everyone on YouTube for just Twitch. But at the same time, every time I live stream on YouTube, I get punished now. I literally get punished. I went from 250,000 to, 11,000 impressions in 3 months. I went from having, literally, if you look at the views of my videos, I went from 21,000 views, so that's almost 800 views a day, to 1,100 views, which is what I used to get in less than 2 days. It's what I used to get in a day, in a month. My view rate used to be 1,100 views per day, and now it's literally 1,100 per month. So it sucks because I don't want to make it about numbers, because I don't want to make it seem like I have to have great numbers to do content. That's not how I believe any of this should be. It should be, I want to make content because I have fun doing it, and that's the truth. But to be honest with you, a huge portion of the people that have come to my channel on YouTube have been people that have found my videos, not because of my live streams. There's a portion that do live streams, like YouTube boxing, 6007, like perfect example. Von Blue, I know he was around watching my videos before I even did live streams. So I came up with a solution for all of this, so that people that are on YouTube can watch me live stream, and people on Twitch, I mean, nothing changes for you because it's a live stream platform. That's what they expect. And this is the solution. And I don't know if it's a good one, but I wanted to kind of push this out there. Create a second channel. And it's Glove Talk live streams. So literally, this channel will be nothing but my live streams going forward. This channel, my current one, my normal Glove Talk, will just be video content. So if you just want to watch the video content, you don't want to watch live streams, like 5-6 hour live streams, you can just watch Glove Talk. If you want to watch the live streams, it's Glove Talk live streams. And that way, people that care about the live streams can watch the live streams on YouTube and Twitch. And look, I don't care about the analytics of this channel. I don't care what this does on YouTube. YouTube can punish it all it wants. Doesn't matter. I don't care if it gives me 0% of anything. The people that enjoy my live streams that are on YouTube can stay on the same platform they like. They just have to subscribe to a new channel. The people that want to just watch my videos can just watch it on Glove Talk. And I'm sorry that I have to kind of do this whole thing. It sucks for people on YouTube because it's like, really, the only other option is that I don't live stream on and I sign a contract with Twitch, because I'm starting to get to the point where I could easily be affiliate, and then, I want to go for partner at someday on Twitch, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to sign any contracts or do any kind of thing where I have to exclusively stream on a certain network. I want everyone to be able to communicate and watch live streams and have good times on YouTube and Twitch. So that's my solution, is create a second channel. It's just going to be live streams and just my regular YouTube, the stuff that you guys normally would expect from me in terms of videos are just going to be on this channel. That way, everyone wins. If you like the live streams, you have another channel to subscribe to. You can watch them on there. If you just want to watch my videos, you can watch it on the other one. And everyone on Twitch can continue to do what they do because Twitch loves live streams in general. So that's my painfully long explanation about this. I can't even express to you guys how painful this was for me to decide all this stuff. I can't even tell you how annoying this is, as well as how much it really hurts to have people on YouTube. And look, there's plenty of people, there's a lot of people on YouTube that do just casually tune in to my channel for live streams. And it's really awesome because I get to communicate with them because they just leave comments on videos. Now I get to actually hang out with them. That's really cool. But now literally YouTube destroyed my entire YouTube channel in 3 months. And I thought it was me. I thought I was doing something wrong. I upped the quality of my videos. I learned more editing software. I started doing more fancy stuff. I thought maybe it's my YouTube channel or my thumbnails or something. I upped my game significantly. I got a significantly more expensive mic and lighting and everything, thinking hey, it's me. It's not at this point. I can tell it's just YouTube and the way they go about with their algorithm, because I'm not doing anything different. Everything is just better. I'm just live streaming more. So that is the updated news. I hate to talk about this kind of stuff because I don't feel like it's super important, and I hope you guys are just enjoying the content in general, but I'll put it in the chat if you guys want to do that kind of stuff, want to check out the other channel. So that's the whole news. That's everything. That was like the whole big deal. Do you keep the stream VODs on this channel? I do. I keep my stream VODs on Twitch and I keep them on YouTube. And that's maybe part of the problem. No one wants to watch 3.5 hours of me watching classic fights. The other part of it, and, Shrek, you kind of brought it up. Minnie, thank you so much, man, saying you'll support no matter what. Like, dude, guys on Twitch, nothing's going to change for you. It's the exact same thing. I've heard, like, maybe you make all your stuff after you stream on YouTube to unlisted, and maybe it won't hurt you as much. I'm going to play with that a little bit. But it went from literally 250,000 people a month getting exposed to my content to 11,000 in 3 months. And it's not all about numbers, but at the same time, it's really discouraging to spend hours sometimes on videos. I did this whole interview about Conor McGregor still being hungry with a buddy of mine. And it's only 9 minutes long, but it's probably took me about, 3 hours to edit. And it has 12 views, which is bonkersville for the content it is and what it is and my general channel. If you look at the videos on my general YouTube channel, I used to get 300 to 600 to 800 to 1,000 plus views on videos all the time. Thanks, Minnie. Thank you so much, ma'am. So it was just like awesome because the channel's growing and I want to hit milestones and everything like that. But then it's like literally YouTube just stomps me into the ground. So it's just a little frustrating. And the other part of it, and, you guys brought it up, and it's true. It's true, man. The copyright strikes and the copyright claims I've been getting on YouTube are prolific. Like, all the time. Every time I do a classic fight night, no matter what fights I pick, I was getting copyright strikes or copyright claims for 3-second clips from the Joe Frazier versus Muhammad Ali fight. 3-second soundbite clips. I was getting copyright claims on YouTube. Joe Rogan. Fuck Joe Rogan. I love Joe Rogan. But you know what I mean? Like, it's just really disheartening to make stuff and content on YouTube and do live streams, and within 20 minutes of me ending my stream, I get copyright claims on shit I can't control or stuff that everyone else, guys, they have major YouTubers on here. We got guys like Cinnamon Toast Ken. We got stuff like PewDiePie. We got stuff like, guys like Moist Critical. We got all these individuals that literally go on Twitch, do live streams, watch YouTube content and do commentary on it, and then just upload those clips to their YouTube channels, and it's fine. And I'm just doing live streams where I'm watching fights from the 70s, from the fucking 70s, and I'm getting copyright claims and shit, dude. Like, give me a break. It just gets to a point where I'm just so fed up with the BS of YouTube. Now, look, I understand. I totally get the whole point of it. I don't want people stealing content. I get that. That's why if you watch my live streams, if I watch a video on YouTube of someone talking about Sonny Liston or something interesting, like history-wise, I give credit to who they are and say, hey, go check them out. I try to do that. But you know what I mean? Like, I do commentary over it, and a lot of people on Twitch just go get their lunch and then come back, and then they have their video up, and they come down, and they just say, oh, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. So it's been an ongoing thing with YouTube. That said, I love YouTube because all of this started because of YouTube. You guys want to know a crazy secret? Crazy secret? I'm going to show you guys something really crazy. YouTube is not where I started. I didn't even start. I started initially making live streams on Twitch because it was super fun. But before I did YouTube, for over a year, I actually created content somewhere else. And no one knows about it. I mean, for over a year, I created content on boxing before anyone ever saw it. It's a secret channel. The secret channel is this. It's actually on BitChute. I started making videos initially on BitChute because I didn't want anyone to know. I didn't want anyone to say anything, and I didn't want anyone to know. So I made videos for over a year to mostly just bots on BitChute. So when I officially started, I actually started doing like live streams initially with that. BitChute is I don't even want to say compared to YouTube. It's just an alternative platform, like alt tech kind of thing. So I made videos. These are like, so this is my first glove talk video that was also on YouTube right here. May 20. Yeah, it's a wannabe YouTube. So this is when I used to actually do like gun content on top of it. I used to call it Guns and Gloves. And I used to do gun videos and do boxing videos at the same time. I used to do all these videos on gun content and I used to do it on boxing at the same time. Which was not a like diverse market as you can imagine. So back in... Dude, Guns and Gloves was my thing, man. So back in July 21st, 2019 was my very first video back in the day. I started talking about Terrence like all the way back. So these are my original like old school videos. You can't see the gun ones anymore. I got rid of those. And published them on BitChute. But I do have a link to my BitChute if you ever want to watch like the crazy old stuff, man. Back in the day. And literally that was what I used to do is I used to drive home on my lunch breaks. And my lunch breaks were about an hour. So I'd like drive home and that'd be about like 10-15 minutes. And I would practice what I was going to say and talk about for boxing news. And then I would literally sit down with my cell phone and like a lavalier mic, which is just like a little like kind of mic that you attach to yourself. And I would just do it all one take for about 25 minutes nonstop and then just take it and post it. And maybe do like a little bit of like butterbean with a minigun, butter up with the Glock. That was in the first hand, dude, like that's how I used to make videos all the time. And before I had like I had COVID happen and like I learned all this technology. So anyways, Vaughn, for you, buddy, I want to tell you, man, you can do live streams, but if you're going to do them like sparsely here and there. Don't do them weekly. It fucks up your channel. It destroys your algorithm. So that's what I used to do back in the day. It's just like, I didn't want anyone to make fun of my like boxing takes. So I used to actually literally just do it on BitChute because no one would ever comment. And it was just bots that would view it. Anyways, let's talk about some boxing news. So that's the very long. Holy shit, I've talked for way too long about this now. You know, don't worry. We have a whole audience now that, has even worse views. So yeah, that's the whole deal. I have to split up the live streams and the regular YouTube channel. It's just like it's just out of control, man. YouTube has just destroyed my regular channel to the point where, like, I post a video and it gets zero traction. And it should. I do all those things that it should do right, but it just doesn't. So, Vaughn, that's my cautious tale to you, my friend. Live streams are okay here and there. Just don't do them all the time. That's the big thing that I've learned so far. And by the way, I have backed this up with research. I found multiple gaming channels saying the exact same thing, man. September 25th, good fight. So, True City Boy, if you want to see my live streams, like I said, they're not going to be on this channel anymore. We're going to be moving them over. I'll be doing a few more streams on this channel, but then I'll be switching over completely. Just because it's just been getting crazy. And I'm someone that, like, I love live streaming, so I'm not going to stop doing that. And I'm not going to just tell people that, like the live streams on YouTube, hey, go over to Twitch. You have to get a subscription for Twitch. So, that's just not fair. That's just not fair to people that like that stuff. I think it's really hard. So, you know, it is what it is. True City Boy. I'm guessing. Here you go, buddy. There's my live stream channel now for YouTube. So let's talk about some of the news in terms of AJ versus Usyk. That's part of it that's going to be happening, definitely. Manny versus Spence is soon, very soon. Okay, so a few things I want to talk about. First one I think we have to talk about is AJ versus Usyk. Now we have a little bit more data. We have a little bit more data, depending who you are. We have actually some dates thrown around. We have some sense of what this could be like, where it could be. All this stuff is now happening, which is, I think, a really positive kind of move for both guys, because it seemed like both of them were kind of out in the cold for a little bit. So it's announced AJ versus Usyk on September 25th. Obviously in the UK. I have to agree with you, Shrek. I'm a little bit hyped for AJ versus Usyk. Now, I'm going to give my general opinion about this and then just talk about this in general. Obviously, with September 25th, they're viewing this as a possibility for, they want it in the UK. It's going to be in the UK. UFC 266 is better. That's a good card, but if you're going to tell me that Usyk versus AJ is happening, I'm going to watch that all day, every day. As a boxing guy, I just can't turn away. I can't turn away. So I think that it's a really, really good fight overall. Now, this is a tough fight. I guess I'll go with AJ, ? This is my general perspective on this fight. And this is me I'm going to do a whole fight breakdown on my YouTube channel about this. But I have not been super impressed with Usyk at heavyweight. Now, that said, he continues to grow, and the more I watch him on social media, the more I feel like he's prepping for this fight. There's a big problem, though, with Usyk prepping and building up for this fight, in my opinion. AJ now, compared to old AJ, is significantly better. And what do I mean by that? It's not just like pure boxing skills. It's also ring generalship, ring IQ, prep. His team knows what to do to prep him for a fight. I feel like he is so much better when it comes to preparing for a fight. The strategy going into this, I don't think it's anything to write home about, or like, this is where this kind of fight gets a little bit on the damper side of things. I don't see Usyk being able to knock out AJ. I just don't see it. I don't. Now, granted, I was wrong about Usyk knocking out Bellew. I just don't see it happening. He's not going as high as 250 plus pounds anymore. His gas tank, and yeah, exactly, tall kid. Exactly. So we're expecting a lean, mean AJ for this fight. That's probably like a 243-pound AJ. Maybe a little bit less. Maybe a little bit less. He usually doesn't go between, he's like 240 to 250 kind of guy, generally speaking. Maybe a little bit bigger if he wants to, face a guy that's a little bit more built, more stationary target. AJ is going to be a lean AJ for this fight. That means he's going to move well. He's going to use his reach. He's going to try to use the ring completely. Don't be surprised. Here's something no one talks about. Don't be surprised if this is a 22-foot ring for AJ. No one talks about this. When AJ versus Ruiz had the rematch, it was a bigger ring than average. It wasn't a 20-foot ring. It wasn't an 18-foot ring. It was 22 to 24-foot ring. For a reason. They knew what was going to happen. By the way, if you want to see my actual prediction for that one, 20 foot is generally average. If you want to see my prediction for that one, which I predicted 100% correct, it's on my BitChute channel. So I have actual goddamn proof of that. I predicted AJ would just box his face off and literally just make it a boring fight and just go around the entire ring and just throw jabs the entire time and just counter and just have a good time throwing ones and twos the entire fight. Because why would you give up so much of your natural God-given ability against Ruiz? It doesn't make sense. With Usyk, there's a little bit more of a interesting dynamic here. And that is Usyk, on the other hand, can move better than Ruiz. His footwork is better. Ruiz has really fast hands. Usyk has really fast feet. That means that Usyk can duck and get into range better than someone like Ruiz. Now, here's another thing to point out that I think a lot of people genuinely don't think about or just dismiss Usyk for. Usyk is not 6 feet tall like Ruiz is. Ruiz is 6 feet tall. Flat. They always say 6'1". He's not. He's 6 feet tall. I'm 6 feet tall. He's 6 feet tall. Okay? With his shoes on, he's maybe 6'1". So, Ruiz is 6 feet tall, and he had to try to get on the inside of a monster like AJ who's 6'6", right? It's really hard to do, especially when AJ knows your game plan is to have punches and bunches on the inside. Usyk, on the other hand, is 6'4". The height difference, the reach difference, it's not the same. I believe there was around an 8-inch reach difference between Ruiz and AJ. That is massive. Massive difference. So, the difference between Usyk and AJ is not as big. So, that can play a part in all of this. Wiki says 6'3", to your point, tall kid. He has a 78-inch reach. 78-inch reach. Compared to AJ, let's just, just for fun, so we get real numbers. AJ 6'6", 82-inch reach. So it's not the same compared to Andy Ruiz. when we look at Andy Ruiz, they say he's 6'2" on Wikipedia. There's no way Andy Ruiz is 6'2". 74-inch reach. So there's already a huge difference here in reach. There's a 4-inch reach advantage from Usyk to Ruiz. So there's a lot going on here, man. I think a 4-inch reach advantage for AJ is still, that's still a good reach advantage. That's still a huge reach advantage if I'm correct about this. 78 compared to, what was it, 62? 82? 82. Yeah. 4-inch reach advantage for AJ over Usyk. That's pretty good. That's not a bad reach advantage. But it's not the same thing as an almost 8-inch reach advantage over Ruiz. Mind you, the better footwork of Usyk compared to Ruiz. Mind you, Usyk a more technical fighter compared to Ruiz. Yeah, Fury's got 85-inch reach. Yeah, he's ridiculous. He's a freak. So it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder about this fight a little bit. Now, I'm not going to say that Usyk is going to beat AJ. But we saw what happens when AJ gets on the inside with someone that has fast hands. All these guys, and this is where I think people dismiss Usyk completely. All these guys can knock each other out in heavyweight. Everyone's like, Usyk's got pillow fists. Usyk can't hit it hard at all. Go ask Tony Bellew how hard Usyk hits. Go ask Dave Allen, who is a sparring partner for Usyk, how hard he hits. And it's not even necessarily about pure raw power like AJ. AJ's a freak when it comes to power. So is Wilder. They're just built to have power. Usyk's going to hit you when you don't expect it, in awkward angles, when you're off balance. And that hurts. That is why a guy like Dave Allen, who's very slow-footed, plodding, who's sparred with AJ, sparred with Fury, is going to get hit and be like, wow, this guy hits really hard. It's not because of pure power. It's because how they're getting hit. And accuracy. So, it'll be harder fighter than Ruiz rematch by far. I agree with that because Ruiz came in looking like Butterbean. There's a problem there, tall kid. Butterbean is 5'11" instead of 6 feet tall, and he was 400 pounds, not 300 pounds going into camp. Mind your P's and Q's on that one. So there's a lot of dynamic here. I am going to probably pick AJ. I feel like he's presented himself better as more dynamic. I feel like Usyk is interesting and could possibly upset the apple cart, but I just don't see it. Eddie Hearn called Canelo a cheater. Eddie has no place calling anyone a cheater, especially with the ring. The goddamn his stable has had more issues with cheating. Right now it wasn't during the time, but still, Eddie represents Billy Joe Saunders, and we know about him and nasal spray. We know about Dillian White. There's not like you have to go back that far with Eddie Hearn boxers and cheating. Come on now. Come on now. It's just not good. Okay, moving on from that. So I think AJ should be able to beat Usyk, generally speaking. Is it going to happen? I don't know. I'm going to put my money on AJ if I had to be a betting man, but I don't love it. Canelo cheated on Eddie. Now, here's something that's a hot take. I don't know if you guys have done this or seen this or heard this. So Canelo pops hot for Triple G2, right? Twice. And people are like, well, that's because he cheated with that, Mexican beef. And then I was like, that's how I always felt about it. Like, he's just a cheater, yada, yada, yada. Mexican beef BS, right? Then I actually did some research. And here's a funny, interesting kind of thing. The Mexican government shows that their soldiers pop hot all the time for Mexican beef, for the same kind of drug, for the same percentage that Canelo did. Now, mind you, Canelo also got a hair test and proved he wasn't popping hot. How much you want to take of that or how much you believe, that's up to you. Just an interesting side note on all this. Triple G versus Canelo 3. I mean, one can dream. I don't know how much that's going to happen. The money's got to be right. And Canelo has no interest in fighting Triple G again. He has no interest. Triple G doesn't bring anything to the table. He doesn't bring a significant enough belt for Canelo. So next topic. Speaking of Canelo, versus Caleb Plant being done for September 18th, boys. I love this fight and the timing. This is a great fight for the timing. Nothing's going on in September all that much. So August, we got UFC 265. We got Lopez versus Kambosos if that happens. We got Ortiz versus Kavaliauskas. That should be interesting and a really good fight. We have, Spence versus Pacquiao. Benavidez is fighting. We have Jake Paul versus Woodley. We have Josh Warrington trying to get back his belt after getting destroyed. But we have Katie Taylor fighting. We also have UFC 266 going on September 4th. Then you look at the other dates. Oscar De La Hoya, which we'll talk about, going on September 11th. We have AJ versus Usyk for the 25th. This is a great fight. Canelo versus Caleb Plant on the 18th. I'm actually putting it on my calendar now. Is an excellent fight at this time. There's nothing going on. And I mean nothing going on. We can talk about, Canelo versus Plant, who's going to win, all that stuff. I think it's pretty obvious. I think Canelo should win. I really want Caleb Plant to dance around the ring and win by unanimous decision. Caleb has a 4-inch height advantage and a 3.5 reach advantage. I love tall kid. I love that. Except that we've seen literally Canelo out jab Smith, who has same attributes, if not more, which is sad, but true. The thing I feel like Caleb Plant, and this is my general take on this fight, is if you can't hit Canelo hard enough to push him back a little bit or make him a little bit wary, he's going to beat you. That is the general feeling I have. Triple G did well against Canelo because he could hit him hard enough to make Canelo a little bit hesitant to come in and do what he wanted. Yeah, Smith is a big boy. And we saw Canelo out-jab him, which was ridiculous. Now, obviously, Smith hurt his arm as well. There's part of that. Caleb Plant's a very different fighter. To your point, tall kid, I think he's a very different fighter than Caleb Plant. Their styles aren't the same. They're not the same. Would I love to see Caleb Plant go in there and upset some stuff? Yes, for sure. But I just don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen. There's the man, there's the man I wanted to see. Jay, how you doing, buddy? I have some news for you, Jay. Jay, I have a new channel just for live streams. I did a whole 30 minutes on what happened. YouTube's basically been punishing the shit out of me for doing live streams on it. So there's a live stream channel that I've created. It's the same content, literally the same streams I'm doing right now. But that way I can do videos and live streams separate. And that way you guys can still watch live streams and not have to worry about it. I didn't want to stop live streaming on YouTube, especially for guys like you, Jay. You're one of the first guys I thought of. But I created an entire separate channel just for YouTube people that want to watch live streams because, YouTube does not like me live streaming in terms of algorithm and everything else. So, pillow hands can't beat Canelo. I mean, there's not many people. I mean, you could say pillow hands. You could say Triple G, who has stone hands and is just a monster, couldn't freaking stop Canelo in their second fight. Hey, come on, man. You have to hit pretty damn hard to make Canelo think twice about coming in on the inside. So, I think this is great. We're seeing progress here. Yeah, Jay, I don't know if I want to show it again. Just for you, Jay, I'll show it just really quick. Really quick for just Jay. Because I want to show that I'm not just BSing you. So, like I said, it was kind of one of those things where I didn't know what was going on. YouTube just decided to do its own thing and go a little crazy. So, to your point, Jay, here's the analytics for my channel. Let me do it instead of by day. Let's do it by month. Makes it a little easier. As you can see, it went from building awesomeness. And then I literally started live streaming right here when it happened. And YouTube decided to destroy my entire channel. Just so you can see. Like I said, no one shows their analytics, but you know me. I don't give a shit. I'll show you this stuff all the time, boys. If you're ever curious about this stuff, you can absolutely hit me up. I'd be more than happy. If any of you ever want to start a channel and do any kind of live streaming or anything like that, make sure to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to help you guys out. Canelo can beat Joe Smith Jr. at 175. I think that Canelo can beat a lot of people at light heavyweight. Yeah. Oh, see, Level Sports. How you doing, brother? So it's literally I went from $250,000 impact to just bottoming out immediately as soon as I started doing it. So Level Sports, that's why I decided to do it as well. It was just one of those things, man. I love live streaming. I want people that are into the live streams on YouTube to be able to watch it, though, and not punish them because YouTube's stupid, What do you think Canelo's best performance is? I mean, Callum Smith is a really good performance. You know what I'm going to say, though? I think that, was the performance to show massive amount of growth, massive amounts of, changes, and just, how you approach it, and just balls. The balls to do it. I would say Triple G number 2. When he did that against Triple G, where he just walked him back and just was I don't care how hard you hit me. the amount of guts as well as like sticking to a game plan. That's the other part. Sticking to a game. The game plan was to crowd and push back Triple G and make Triple G have to win off the back foot. The balls to do that, man. Oh, dude. Love of Sports. Thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate that, man. The balls to do that against Triple G is like, you could put him in a wheelbarrow. Like, that's a huge set of balls you have to do that. And it's just, it's crazy to me that you go against a guy that's never been knocked out, never even knocked down. And you just say, he's going to hit me as hard as I've ever been hit. And I'm just going to keep coming forward. To me, that's like one of his best performances. You know, Danny Jacobs, you know, Callum Smith, those are all fantastic performances. I think he did something really special in a lot of them. But that to me was just like one of those things where I saw that and I was just like, holy shit. Holy shit. Like, who's going to hit him harder? Who's going to stop him? Who's going to, like, you can't get any scarier. Like, I think the question is, who do we think Canelo can't beat even at higher weight classes? Yeah, man. He looks too good right now. However, no fights is, no fighter's unbeatable. I would say Canelo's topping out at light heavyweight. I think Beterbiev or Beterbiev, however you want to pronounce it, that's the biggest challenge I see. But Beterbiev being 36 years old currently, kind of ripe for the picking. We saw Bivol against, his last fight not look excellent. He didn't look excellent. And for the first time I saw Bivol, I was like, holy shit, I think Canelo could beat him. I love Bivol. Bivol's a really good fighter too. So, to me, that was one of the times where I started to be like, who's going to beat him? David Benavidez is probably a common pick for people to say. That's a big one. But Benavidez has to be 100% and not completely weight drained, because that's a hard part for him, is being at a weight where he feels like, he can be at his best performance. He's a big boy, and we've seen a lot of issues with him in and outside the ring, but a lot of weight issues with him. Obviously, that's how he lost his WBC belt. Here's a good one. I don't know how I feel about this. It's not an exhibition anymore. California said it's a legit fight. I don't know how I feel about Oscar fighting professionally. It's not an exhibition anymore. Tall kid, you're bringing up like some of those, like, there's some dangerous people at those middleweights and super middleweights for sure. I'm curious where Canelo goes after, possibly takes the belts from Plant. Most likely takes the belts from Plant. I mean, come on. So Oscar is now making it it's an official fight. It's an official fight. Now, you guys know how I feel about boxers being older and fighting. He's not older than Mike Tyson. What would be the most impressive win for Canelo, Bivol, or Beterbiev? I would say Beterbiev, just because Beterbiev is, in my opinion, a guy that can hit you with something that you don't expect to knock you out and can just really knock you out. Bivol is he's a really complete fighter. Beterbiev has been knocked down by less fighters, like lesser fighters, fighters that you would be like, yeah, you should easily. But he punishes you more. You know what I mean? So that's my general take. I could be wrong, but I think both of them are excellent, and that's why I want to see Canelo fight both of them. I don't think he should just fight one. I think he should fight both. Because if you can't handle Bivol, you can't handle Beterbiev, in my opinion. So this fight's going to be taking place at 180 pounds plus 5 pounds. I think there's a catch weight. I mean, unlike Chavez versus Silva, Oscar's a legit Hall of Fame boxer. So I'm kind of interested in this in a circus way. But it's kind of making me think like, really? We got to make this official. We got to make this like a legit fight. I don't get it. So Oscar's 48 years old. To give you guys a sense. He's 48 years old. And Mike Tyson, just so you know, is 55 years old. So Oscar's definitely older. Now, Victor, who he's fighting, is, let's see, really quick, is 44 years old. So Oscar is fighting a guy that's actually younger than him. Oh, yeah, I forgot to... Oh, Logan Paul versus Anderson Silva in boxing is apparently happening. Hopefully, if it's pro. I would say that Logan Paul would lose to Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva beat, although we don't like Chavez Jr., Chavez Jr. is a more complete fighter than Logan Paul, in my opinion. So this is a weird fight for me. I'm going to stream it. We're going to watch it. It's going to be a sideshow thing, man. But it is a weird fight. Silva is Logan's height at 6'2". Wow, yeah. But he has a 77-inch reach compared to a 76-inch reach with Paul. I mean, reach isn't a huge thing if you know how to use it. The problem is that Logan Paul he's just not a complete fighter. He's a very weak overall boxer. So, I don't know how I feel about Oscar fighting like a legit fight. He said he wanted to have a couple fights and then go back at it and like be going at full steam against someone like Canelo. And I'm just like, I don't think that's smart, man. I really lost respect for Oscar. It's hard, man. Like, I have this weird duality with Oscar De La Hoya because I grew up with Oscar De La Hoya being this legend and having a ton of respect for Oscar De La Hoya. But now, I mean, after like a decade of him like being a shitty fight promoter and now this, it's just like, it's hard, man. Hard. Spence will be 95 to 100% for Pacquiao, says Sean Porter. I think there's something, I don't know how scary it is or just in general how much it unnerves me. It does make me nervous for Pacquiao, the fact that Spence probably wasn't 100% for Danny Garcia, and he breezed past him, no problem. Now, Danny's not the same caliber of fighter of Manny, but Jesus. You know, I think Jake is overall better and hits way harder than Logan. Yeah, I agree with that. Logan ain't knocking anyone out. Those, arm punches. I just think he's just not as complete a fighter. I agree with that, tall kid. That's a good one. I've yet to see a fighter I'm a fan of not becoming a twat in 2021. Hey, Loma isn't a twat. Loma's been good. Loma's been pretty good. And hey, in 2021, I mean, Canelo's giving you like 4 fights this year, so that's not too bad. Everyone else, yeah, they're a twat. Fun fact, Victor Belfort nearly ended John Jones's reign with an arm bar that damaged Jones permanently. God damn, son. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, Lomachenko and Canelo have been good boys. De La Hoya was just as annoying before. Now, yeah, he's getting sad. Jay, I agree with that, man. I agree with that. Like, I have a lot of respect for Oscar because of who he is and what he's done. Let's not forget, guys. Let's not forget. Oscar De La Hoya in his first, not even 2 years, not even 3 years of fighting. I think it was his first 2 years of fighting. Had 22 professional fights and won 3 belts at 3 different weight classes. I mean, if you look at Oscar De La Hoya's record, his first 2 years of fighting were just amazing fights. And the people he was fighting were just very high caliber. I mean, like, so much higher caliber than a lot of the fighters today will do at the back half of their career. I remember I looked at Oscar De La Hoya's record one time and I was just like, holy shit. Holy sheesh. Sheesh. This boy's fought some serious talent at the very early part of his career, man. It's pretty damn impressive. It's really impressive. But now with the coke and everything, he's a little sad. Go put the fishnets on, go make a deal, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He was a great fighter, now he's just sad. I know. It's like, it's so sad when you see that. Dick said he's a better fighter. I mean, Avni Yildirim. Yildirim we didn't see anything of. Do you think he did good? Against Floyd, it's hard to look good against Floyd in general, right? Floyd's just another level. I think Floyd was just like the perfect advance part of his career to just show what he could do. Because Oscar was always very aggressive, high punch output. And Floyd's just like going to make a guy like that super frustrated. Like Floyd his defense is going to make a guy that's like, I'm going to throw a million punches, be like, I've thrown like a million punches and like none of them are landing. What's going on? You know what I mean? It's the same reason we saw against Jamel Charlo versus Brian Castano. Castano just looked, his output like dropped drastically. Like drastically dropped. And it's because it's just like, this is a little bit different level fighter. I have to be a little bit more cautious. I have to be a little bit smarter. I want to try different things. There's a little bit of all that. You know what I mean? How to hit Floyd Mayweather tutorial. Exactly. The guy is a legend, no doubt. But some of these guys can't, let go of the limelight. I loved his win over Vargas. I know, man. That's the thing. And that's actually a good question, you guys. Do you think Manny Pacquiao should retire if he loses to Spence? Do you think it's time for Manny Pacquiao to retire if he loses to Spence? Or do you think that he should just keep fighting if he wants to keep fighting? What do you think? 42 years old, accomplished some of the most amazing feats in all of boxing history. Should he retire? It's a question that I think we all think of with him. personally, I agree with you guys. I think he should retire if he loses to Spence. And the reason I say that is Manny doesn't have to fight anymore. There's a lot of guys that, and we've talked about it on here, about like, baseball, basketball, even Major League Baseball. After they lose to a certain amount, or they get to a certain age, they get a certain injury, they're done. And when that happens, a lot of times they go broke within 3 to 5 years. Manny, on the other hand, seems to have a solid financial plan, seems to understand what he's doing and where he's going. He has a life after boxing, clearly, in terms of running his, homeland and country. Manny 2024, exactly. I think that for Manny, it's hard to say, I'm going to turn the page, in the chat, new chapter kind of thing. But I think it would be the right thing to do. I think it'd be the right thing to do. And the other question I have for you guys is, what happens if Manny wins? Let's just say Manny wins, because it's fucking Manny Pacquiao, guys. If Manny Pacquiao beats Errol Spence, what does he do? Does he still retire, or does he go on from here? What does he do if Manny Pacquiao wins? That's the question I have. And I'm not trying to be like, but I genuinely believe there is a possibility that Manny Pacquiao beats Errol Spence. There's a general, it could happen. I'm not saying it's not going to happen or it is going to happen. What if it happens? Normally at his age, I would say yes, but I think he still has something left. Depends on how he loses. If he gets dominated or KO'd, yes. That's a good response, Jay. Retirement fight. He should retire. Training camps take a toll on his body. I mean, absolutely. These fights between big welterweights, man. Level sports, absolutely. Dude, level, getting in the ring with a guy like Errol Spence who's going to bulk up. He's not going to be welterweight the night that you see him. He's going to be like a super middleweight. He's going to be closer to 170 pounds. Those guys hit hard. So I have to worry. About his general health at that point, right? What's going to happen? You can't be a senator and potentially candidate for president in the Philippines and still have the time for hard boxing camp. You say that, Shrek. I bet Manny could do it. But no, I will say this. I think if he loses, he should retire. Absolutely. Because I don't think he has... There's nothing left to prove, man. There's nothing left to prove. With guys like George Foreman, guys like Larry Holm, even guys like Muhammad Ali, there were moments in their career that they would be like, I'm trying to chase this, I'm trying to chase that, I'm trying to redeem myself. I would say Muhammad Ali probably didn't need to do any of that anymore. Just be done with it. But guys like George Foreman, he lost the belt and then just never got the belt back. He got it one time. So I think there was a little bit of I could have been a champion again kind of mentality. Larry Holmes, same thing. Larry Holmes, and by the way, Friday Fight Night, guys, guess what we're watching? Larry Holmes versus George Foreman breakdown by Rummy's Corner. We are watching that on Friday Fight Night, which is a dream matchup fight night. It is one of the best. It's a new series by him, by Rummy's Corner. It is one of the best breakdowns I have ever heard of a fantasy matchup in heavyweight division. It's so good, dude. It's so good. We're going to be watching that on Friday. Absolutely, we're going to be watching that. I mean, it's incredible. So if you haven't seen it, wait till Friday. We're going to watch it because it's just He is just incredible. I love Remy. Pac has proved me wrong in the past. I thought he should have retired after he got KO'd. Cold, yeah, but Marquez. And then look at the things he's accomplished since then. I think with Manny, it's the only thing that's hard with a guy like Manny is turning it off. Because Manny grew up sleeping on cardboard. Manny is just a general fighter and just someone that he wants to be the best, has this kind of general drive. He's like a Michael Jordan in that sense, like just a crazy drive built into him. And it's hard to turn those guys off. Now, Manny's also got something outside of it, which I think could help him transition. Being a major politician and working for his people and all that stuff, I think he has a real passion for that, and that could help him. But for guys like Michael Jordan or Tom Brady, or like, there's a reason they go into the past where they should in age, because they just don't know how to turn it off, and they might have stuff outside it, but it's just like the competition, man. It's just too alluring. And I'm curious if that's what's going to happen with Manny. That's my big thing with Manny. I just don't know. I just don't know if that's what's going to happen with Manny, where it's too hard to turn it off. Which is the number one thing I hear. Like, it's hard to turn it off. It's hard to just say, that's it. I think this fight is going to pass the torch to Spence. I think so too. I hope so. Left Talk, Jake says Nate Diaz is on his hit list after Woodley. Look. If Jake beats Woodley and he wants to fight Nate Diaz, I will pay full price for that. Any day of the week. I also want to see how Nate Diaz does, going forward, if he's just going to be the same thing he was, but I would absolutely pay full price to see Nate Diaz fight Jake Paul. And I never pay for a Jake Paul fight. I would absolutely pay full price for that. Any day of the week. No question. Yeah, imagine the press conference is amazing. What do you guys think about this? Dillian White could be on the undercard of Canelo's fight in September. Okay. This is like having pancakes in the morning and then having it be like someone put a little whipped cream on top or something like that. Or put some throw a few chocolate chips in that mother. Like, Dillian White could be on the undercard of Canelo. I don't know how that's really going to work out. But if that happens, holy shit, I would love that. Dillian White on the undercard of the Canelo versus Caleb Plant fight. Sign me up for that one, boys. Doesn't Nate have the best chin in history? He has a very good one. I would say Triple G has a better one. There's a couple people that probably have a better one. But he has a really, 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 really good chin. Could White really be on Canelo undercard? That would be awesome. Yeah, dude, and hard to believe. I know. Jay. How? I don't know. I'm just saying. Could happen. That's what's being talked about. If it does happen, that's not just kind of big, that's massive. That's a massive, massive pull for an undercard. And I got really excited about the idea of, Canelo and this whole Caleb Plant thing. I figured it would be a bunch of PBC fighters, but this would be a massive win. White versus Ruiz. White versus Ruiz needs to happen. I agree. Ryan Garcia has the best chin in history. Imagine Paul's versus Diaz brothers. Oh, shit. Tall kid, that would be amazing. I love that. I love the way you're thinking right there. Ruiz is looking for an opponent right now. So I could see, who I could also see being involved in that is like, if I'm not mistaken, what's his face? Adam Kalnacki. I know he's supposed to be in the Hellenius 2 fight, but I don't know if that's still 100%. There's other guys. There's other guys to be involved, possibly, I hate to disagree, but Amir Khan is the best chin in the history of boxing. Oh, Jay. That's a good one. That's a really good one. I don't know. Guys, I am half tempted. I mean, I don't know if I should show you or not. So look, if you're on YouTube and you're interested on Twitch, if you know Twitch at all, down in the description, we have the Twitch channel. And I highly recommend you check out the Twitch channel. And the reason I say that is, when we hit 100 followers on Twitch, I am doing a 12-hour live stream. Now, that doesn't mean it's all going to be on Twitch. It'd probably be, it depends when it happens. It'd be a 12-hour live stream. I just got a capture card so I could play Fight Night Champions on stream if I wanted to. It depends. You guys are asking what time, when, all this stuff. I need to hit 100 followers on Twitch first. I'm at 94. We're 6 away. So whenever it happens, we will plan accordingly. That said, I have been preparing. So if you're on YouTube and you like Twitch, go check it out. Follow on Twitch. Because when we hit the 100 follower mark, we're doing a 12-hour live stream on a Saturday. So whatever happening that day, fight-wise, we'll do that too. And we'll still be on, YouTube. We'll do some on YouTube. But we'll do a huge portion on Twitch, just for Twitch. Follow. We need to see Glove Talk to follow it. Okay, so I am tempted to show you guys what I'm working on. I have something I'm working on, and I want to maybe show you just a tidbit. Just a tidbit. Should I? I don't even know if I should show you. I don't know if you guys deserve it. I've been working on this for a little bit. Okay, I'll show you maybe a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Okay, you ready? Just a tiny bit to give you guys a sense of the kind of stuff I'm working on. It's epic. Epic stuff for a 12-hour stream. Give me a break. It's going to be insane. It's going to be beyond insane. This is something I've been working on for a little bit. Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me get the audio going. You guys ready for just a little taste? Just a little taste. We'll just give you a little taste.
Following is a state secret, gentlemen. Disclose it to any party and you will be subject to prosecution.
In a world with garbage boxers, there stands a man, a legend, some say a boxing god. No, it's not Ali. No, it's not Mike Tyson. It is Butterbean. One man is here to save the sport, who is pure.
Okay, so I've been working on a movie trailer for you boys. For if Butterbean was able to have like a movie trailer for a movie. Stuff like that. I've been spending like some of my extra free time on that. So it gets better. Guys. Mini Shrek, you guys think that's good now? Just wait. It gets epic. Yeah, Jay, yeah, exactly. It's super silly, it's super fun, but I've been spending some extra time on that stuff because it's a lot of fun. We do a 50-hour stream, you can hit 101 followers. Probably. That's probably how it would work. I've been thinking about doing some merch and doing some other stuff for you guys just because, not that I expect you guys to buy it, but just for shits and giggles. But UFC 2 or 4 for your 12-hour stream from the makings of Batman and Butterbean. Dude. So the beginning of that, I don't know if you guys, anyone recognize that. It's from the movie The Rock. The Rock with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage. Which is like one of the best movies ever. I've been playing. I bought Fight Night Champions. I have it so I can hook it up to my Xbox 360 and then play it on stream for you guys. And then on top of it, I also got Fight Night Round 3. Play that on stream as well. I figured it would be a Saturday, so it would probably be a mix of like a little bit of gaming, a little bit of hanging out, a little bit of like, showing crazy fights and stuff like that. It's on PlayStation 3. I don't have a PlayStation 3 though. And then probably would move into whatever fight was happening on a regular Saturday. So guys, we are 6 away. We're 6 followers away from happening. All of this happening. I would probably start at like 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time and probably go to about 1 a.m. That's the general plan. So that's the general idea. I'm gonna make a couple of accounts, Mini. So that's what I'm thinking. Guys, we'll be doing regular classic fight night on Friday. Jay, I'll pump it again real quick. There's a stream channel. I will be live streaming on this regular YouTube channel for this Friday. On Saturday, we'll probably watch some UFC because it seems like there's some good UFC going on. But after this weekend, we'll probably switch over to just permanently being on the stream channel. And go from there. But the Twitch channel, nothing's going to change. It's all the same stuff, man. Not going to flex. I own a PS3, 4, and 5. God damn. I just switched over to PC, but PC doesn't get dick anymore compared to all the other ones. So, boys, that's all the boxing news I got for you, basically. Not gonna flex, but I want a Butterbean body pillow. Dude, I'm making some Butterbean fucking merch for you guys right now. I'm trying to work on that on the side hustle as well. I know, Minnie, I knew you'd love Saturday's main event. We're probably going to do that. I think I'll probably do a live stream for the Joe Joyce versus Takam fight, and then I'll probably do a separate one after that for just UFC on Saturday. I haven't talked to my wife, of course. We'll see what she wants, but anyways, that's where we're at, boys. I gave you a taste of the stuff I'm working on for a 12-hour live stream. It would be full of Butterbean content, full of goodness. As always, guys, love having you guys here. Thank you guys for letting me rant for like 30 minutes about my channel on YouTube and what's going on there. I feel really bad for people on YouTube, I don't want to force you guys to subscribe to another channel. I feel stupid about that. But I do want to keep you guys engaged, and I really enjoy having all of you guys in my chat every time we do some kind of fight night, you know? Or any kind of like classic fight night or whatever. So it's super fun having both of you guys. And like I said, I don't want to sign a contract with Twitch. They've already asked me for affiliate. I don't want to do that. Now, if they start hitting me with those like partner numbers and like everything, we'll talk about it maybe, but Jesus. You think I was at like 40 followers when I tuned in? Yeah. I mean, I've been hitting affiliate numbers now for a couple months, so I could be an affiliate on Twitch, but I don't really want to do that because then I can't stream on YouTube. So I want to keep everyone involved. So I did grow really quickly, like on Twitch. So I have a separate gaming channel, which I think is linked somewhere. And I streamed for like 9 months, like every day for like 2 to 3 hours every single day on Twitch. And I got 9 followers. And I started doing this on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. And it was like, yeah, the Boxing Grizzly account. And like literally in no time, this channel on Twitch just like exploded to almost 100 followers. And it blew my mind. Because like Twitch is really hard to get found on. So it was pretty amazing. We need to make Jake Paul on Fight Night Champions. And on Fight Night Champions, you can do Butterbean versus Butterbean. That's all I'm going to say. That's my last clue for what we're going to be doing on the 12-hour stream. Hey, yo, wife. I'm going to stream for 12 hours straight to celebrate a milestone, Butterbean cult followers. It pretty much went that way. That's pretty much the conversation I had with my wife. So, yeah, Friday fight night, guys. We'll have that. That's happening. Saturday, we're going to be doing probably Takam versus Joe Joyce. See what happens there. Name my son Butterbean. He's already named, but that could be his middle name. That could be my second child's name. Knowing my genes, we'll probably have more than one son. And on after that, we'll go from there. There's not a ton of like boxing going on, so it'll just be probably live streams mostly. And I might add in, I mean, if you guys are interested, add in some boxing video games. Do like a Monday night, like Fight Night Champions on Monday night or something like that. What's better than Butterbean? 2 Butterbeans. Exactly. So if you guys are interested in that, I've been thinking about doing some like fight games or stuff like that on stream as well. I do have a Raspberry Pi, and I've been thinking about doing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out as well. What would be cool if you did a series where you gave predictions to dream boxing matches? I can do that. I don't know if I could do video content would take forever to do that. But we could do that on stream. If you guys are really interested in that, we could spend a night just talking about dream boxing matches. We can talk, and then we can break down stats, records, and then watch certain fights and then make a decision, and we'll have like a polling in the chat in terms of who would win. We can do that stuff. Whatever you guys think of, like in terms of like more content. I know this is purely like kind of like boxing combat sports. If you guys want anything else, I would be more than happy to do more live streams. Personally, for me, I love the live streams more than anything. So Butterbean versus Mike Tyson. Exactly. Butterbean versus Butterbean. Exactly. Or Bean Butter. Whatever you guys want to do. I'm more than game to do it. I can absolutely find ways to, fit that stuff in. Butterbean beats them all. Exactly, Jay. So whatever you guys feel like, we'll definitely do. Absolutely. So anyway, guys, I'm going to be ending the stream. Friday night, guys, we're going to be doing some really good classic fight night. We have some Chavez fights we haven't watched. We have some Ed Norton fights that we haven't watched against like Foreman and Ali. I believe Ali got his jaw broken in that. Here's a guy that people don't always think about when it comes to like hard hitting heavyweights. Eddie Shaver. A dude that people don't talk about, but Muhammad Ali swears hit him harder than anyone in the heavyweight division by far. So we'll be doing some of that. There was a discussion about Manny Pacquiao and Willie Pep. I don't know how much you guys know about Willie Pep or not. In terms of like some of the greatest small man to fight big guys kind of series. There's some interesting content there possibly. So, as always, guys, we will be doing on Twitch. We got to do a raid. We got to do a raid. So, let's see who's around. Oh, Game Pass Dad. Game Pass Dad, man. So, we'll do a quick raid to Game Pass Dad because he's a really fucking funny dude, man. Let's raid, man. Ali has never heard of Butterbean. We'll do a raid on to Game Pass Dad. He's a really funny dude. Like I said, he's a stand-up comedian. Go show him some love, guys. Go say hi. You know, you guys are awesome about that stuff. I love doing raids. It's one of my favorite things about Twitch by far. If I could raid more people, I would. But it's one of my favorite things because it makes people so happy. And with that said, guys, we will talk to you guys Friday night, Classic Fight Night. If you have fight ideas, let me know. And with that said, see you Friday. So, oh boy. It's going to be, dude, it's going to be an awesome Friday. I can already tell you right now. But could be even better.